What's up, people? Back again. Do you know what? This is really good for me. I think I've got my schedule now. I wake up in the morning, have my coffee, have a shower, moisturize, and then I get to work. So the first thing I do in my day is like stream. So stream, like, let the thoughts start to rush out of my brain. Just talk, whatever I'm thinking, it could be rambling. No one has to listen. You just talk, have an opinion, and then towards the end of the day, not even the end of the day, like for the rest of the day, I just try and build stuff. So like I actually built something I feel like could be beneficial to me, just for me. Like when I'm looking at the way people are using like this Claude and the AI bots and all the rest of it, it's like, oh, I'm trying to build this grand thing that everyone can use. Maybe the people that I'm looking at actually work for companies, or they're not independent. They're not like solo dev vibe coding or whatever it is we want to call it. But yeah, it's just it's really enlightening, like, to be able to just like express myself. So yesterday, after I finished my stream, I sat around for a few hours. Well, not 3 hours, like an hour and a half, an hour. I just thought, like, what do you want to build? Because like I've tried to build a few things. I tried to build a game that was a disaster. I tried to build a trading bot, but then you're relying on third-party Infuras, like Infura, like for instance, where your bot could lose its attachment to the chain, Oracle issues, fees, gas fee spikes, auctions, all sorts of things, all sorts of variables that you don't have under your control, like you can't control. So I think to begin with, as a solo vibe coder or whatever, you should just build something that, I don't know, that benefits you individually, that you can run locally, that is low cost, and then you learn from there. So I've learned a lot, as I said like yesterday. What did I want to talk about today? Let's just go over, like, I'm warming up in it. Yeah, so yesterday I bought these NFTs, these CC Moons, and they're still moving. I'm actually in profit. It's up a little bit. Yeah, it's doing okay. It's doing okay, but we'll see what happens in it. We'll see what happens over the course of, like, whether or not the narrative will stick. The thing is, it's like I've read people's thesis on why these things would be like profitable, or why they'd be worth a bit of money or whatever. And honestly, one of them was like, yeah, you can like have them trade. Like basically these are going to be the faces of the future of like these AI bots that are on chain. So they're going to want to have a personality, so they're going to buy like one of these NFTs. But the likelihood of that, who knows? They're going to have their own wallets. They're going to be able to transact on chain. They are transacting on chain, whether or not, well, albeit that it's in a sandbox at the moment for most of them. At some point they're going to be unleashed, like on mainnet. I wouldn't say on mainnet, but like out of their sandbox. They're going to be live on chain, like doing things that people don't expect. So the anticipation, I guess, from people who are speculating is that, yeah, they're going to need a face. Like even like the Truth Terminal from the last run up in AI agents didn't have a face. It was sort of like just a logo with a name. It was a simple chat bot in it. It was innovative at the time, but that now it's just like, yeah, no big deal. It's kind of annoying, and people just like, yeah, just ignore it, or like they've stopped following because it just rambles on just some bullshit. But it did, spur the AI meta token thing with the GOAT token, and obviously Virtuals had Lunar, and yeah, from there it just sort of took off. But then it sold off because everyone realized that, wait a minute, it's not that great of a tool. It didn't bring that much benefit to people. And I think that's where we're at now, is just that in regards to AI and being on chain, we need to see like material good happening on chain, and a benefit to humans. As strange as that sounds, it's not like something that you would think, these AIs are just going to be all out for themselves. Although some people are speculating that's what would happen. It's just kind of like, if you're trading against an army of AIs who all have individual jobs, they can combine together to just sort of like destroy your position. For instance, if you're like trying to trade on leverage, or they could outbid you on an NFT auction, or they could do all sorts of things. But it's going to be interesting to see how us humans compete. Yeah, Virtuals made some announcements yesterday. Something about, what was it, like AGDP or something? I'm not very interested in Virtuals like at all, but the reason why I bring it up is because today it was kind of like, I had the realization that Nvidia are actually doing the same thing. So they're going against Nvidia. I don't know where it is. But yeah, there's other things. Sorry, I'm just warming up, so like, yeah, it's just going to take me a minute to get together. as it does. It's like there's not much of a plan here, you know. It's just me like just talking. Zora, just some news on Zora yesterday. Basically, they pivoted to Solana, and yeah, they tried to start up their own sort of like AI, not even an AI agency, sort of like a trend. What do they call it? Like I don't know. What do they say? I would say like, yeah, the Trends product is coming to the original platform and will be alongside Creator Coins and Post. So they basically tried to do some sort of meme trending sort of launch pad on Solana. And it didn't quite work out. Obviously, Solana's dead now, isn't it? Because everyone's realized that it's just bundled scams. So now they've pivoted back and they've come into a lot of criticism. I'm streaming on Zora at the moment, but the problem with it is that people are so sensitive to change. They tried something, it didn't work. And I actually have zero issue with Zora because at the end of the day, I was still streaming on there. I never had a problem getting online, you know, and just like doing what I was doing before. They didn't abandon it completely. They just sort of like went over to across the river just to see, you know, what's going on over there. And then they realized that everyone's eating each other, so they quickly got back on their boats and came back. And they're reevaluating. So it is where it is, isn't it? Like these things happen. At least they tried. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, this Zach Rabbit, some Zora news. The Trends product is coming to the original platform and will be live alongside Creator Coins and Post. So they haven't quite given up on Creator Coins, which is a good sign. It's a very good sign for all of us who are, you know, still streaming, still like, you know, using the platform or whatnot. Yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, as I was saying before, it's kind of interesting the type of things you can build. So yesterday I spent like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours having a conversation with Claude. That's, I think, a good suggestion for anyone. And I'm sure, like, you know, people in the know this. But before you decide to build anything, you should have a conversation with Claude and establish how you like to do things. You know, like, everyone's different, isn't it? For me, what I find, and this is why I like streaming, is that when I talk about things that I'm interested in or I'm excited about, I tend to talk faster and faster. Like, I just keep going. Like, my brain is just, like, spouting out all the things. In my brain, it makes sense. But when I realized when I'm talking to people, I go off on tangents. I forget what my point was. You know, I just want to get all the information out because it's just running through my mind. And I've had that conversation with Claude. I was just like, so how do I communicate better with you so I can get what I want? And yeah, we had that conversation, and basically it was sort of a thing was like, would it be better for me to speak, you know, like use Whisper and talk to you and tell you what I want? And then they were like, well, how are you in conversations? And I explained how I am. And they were like, well, maybe it's best that you verbalize it and then you write down your ideas to me, and then we could like iterate on it and then decide on the plan. And in the end, that worked perfectly for me. So, you know, there's a bit of psychology to this as well, because you need to have the ability to communicate a clear message to Claude to get what you want. So, you know, if you're illiterate, for instance, if you don't read, if you don't know how to communicate on paper, the best thing to do is maybe record yourself coming up with ideas and just spitballing, and then writing down or taking notes from there, and then feeding that into Claude, and then you guys having a conversation about that to see how it would best work. So there is a process here where the human is vital to what you need to build. A lot of people, I think, are assuming you just like, you know, copy and paste in some links from GitHub and just like extract what you need, and yeah, create a Claude MD, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have like a banging game or like, you know, whatever you need. So, you know, we had the conversation, and then I was kind of like, what do I want to build, you know? And going back to what I said at the start, it was kind of a situation of like, I want something that's low cost. It's not too dependent on block times, finale, you know, like, I don't know, state. It's low cost, as I said, and, you know, just easy to use. So I came up with something like a whale tracker. Now, I know, like, it's a totally unoriginal idea, okay? Like, people have whale trackers running all the time, you know, like institutions have them. Everyone's watching everyone. End of the day, if you're trading on chain, especially on Hyperliquid, everyone can see your positions in it. So it's not like anything to hide. But like, what about when you take up a position? What about when you close your position? What about how profitable you are? You know, like all those things can be put into one place, you know? So yeah, I built it, and I'm going to show it now. Now, I want to say that I'm running this locally, okay? It's not something that's actually on chain. Today is the day where I like, import the API keys, put in the wallets that I want to follow, and test it out, and see. It's going to be minimal money like testing it out, but yeah. So here it is. So you can see here, like, we kind of built it together, and we had a conversation about like my traits as like someone who trades on chain. I'm a terrible trader, innit? Like, there's been times where, in the good times, everyone's a genius, innit? So you make money or whatever. But times like this where perhaps the market's bottomed out, liquidity's low, you could get ripped apart. Like, basically try to trade on too high a leverage, or like, the bots are watching and they're looking to stop you out. You're going to make minimal profits on small moves. Stuff like that, there's different ways to trade. Some people swing trade into trends. Some people, they love 15-minute time frames where they can just get in and out and just collect little pennies on the way, standing in front of a moving train, basically. But for me, what I tend to do, or what my issue is with trading on leverage, is that I get greedy. Like, greed has always been a problem, and egotistical as well. So like, if I get into a trade and I decide that, no, it's got more to run, I'll go to bed. Like, I'm in a high leverage position. I could easily get stopped out on a 10% move or something like that. And crypto in this current climate can move 10% up or down. I'll go to bed and think, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's going to be like, this is the run, So I basically had to take that into consideration when building this thing. So yeah, here we go. So on the left side here, we've got like the addresses that I'm tracking. These are fake addresses, so don't worry about that. And basically, yeah, it just shows whether or not the person is profitable over the past 30 days. The win rate, whether or not, yeah, that's pretty much it. The win rate, their address, how much they're up in the last 30 days. Okay. Here, the live feed basically feeds in whatever addresses are here. If they all decide, like, 3 of them decide, to go long within a few minutes of each other, because potentially those 3 addresses could be the same person. Yeah. Then it will combine them together. And it will say like 3 whales agree and they log BTC at this on an average leverage of whatever 16x, which is unlikely. Like most professional investors or people who have a lot of money, they don't use high leverage like this. So yeah, you divide it by 3, so it's like 4x leverage, I guess. 8x leverage. Sorry, that's embarrassing. No, 16 divided by 3. Fucking hell, I'm panicking. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, on an average of 16x leverage. So like, yeah. So that 4 people agree on that position to go long. Then you've got like, yeah, you can mirror the long or fade the long. So if someone goes long and you think, you're looking at your own stuff, like, your, I don't know, your Ichimoku clouds or your whatever things you're looking at, and you decide that this person's wrong, then you could just like go against them and just fade the long, okay? And that's basically what this is about. If you wanted to, yeah, so here it will just basically say if someone gets stopped out. So say like that person, for instance, has a position, they get stopped out. It will just say, like fade, liquidated, short, like, or whatever. Each of these actions have a sound with them. You're not going to be able to hear it because I haven't. Well, maybe you can. Let me see. 1 second. I need to turn on the sound on my. Just give me a sec. There you go. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, did you hear that? It's a bit fake, but like, so long is that one. Okay, and then short is that one. Do you hear it? Yeah, okay, maybe you can't. But yeah, so there's 2 different sounds. So when someone takes up a long position, that sound will trigger. And then when someone takes up a short position, that will trigger. So like, I don't have to like constantly be staring at the screen. If I hear something like a whale has gone long on a certain position, it will ping me that. Then I could go over and see should I mirror it or not, and then fade it as well. Yeah, then on the right side here, I've got the P&L of my active trades or whatever, and my exposure. So like my positions down here, like what I've got open and whether or not it's profitable or if it's at loss. Yeah, then you could trigger like whether or not you want to like open or add to positions or close positions or whatever. you can actually have that as like one key. So you can see at the bottom here, I can just press C and it will close all my positions. Press M, it will open a position. X will just be like liquidate my position sort of thing. Well, those are the sound previews anyway. But like, yeah, they're going to be like logged, like key logged basically on the computer. So it's going to give me like speed of transaction. Speed of thought, I don't know. It depends on like what else is going on obviously in the market. Like, you know, if news is announced, something can turn in crypto, like the Clarity Act is passed, you know, and then all of a sudden the price spikes. You might not want to get in on that initial spike because they're going to be people who are going to, you know, need room to maneuver. So they might want to get out or they might want to do something else. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to trading on leverage. But yeah, this helps me. I think there's still certain things that I need to add to it. I'm not sure what yet. So I'm going to have another conversation after this stream. And then we're going to try and build out more. And like just build it out. I also have to, like I said, add the API keys and also the addresses that I want to follow. And then I have to see if it actually works. So it's going to be an interesting day for me. But yeah, this is the product of me having a conversation with Claude and just thinking about, like, you know, what do I actually want to build? It's not something I need to build. It's just something I wanted to build for myself. It's going to be my own like little personal tracker, I guess, or like trading helping tool. And I think like everyone could benefit from, like, you know, knowing themselves and giving themselves the ability to better themselves via this technology, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's something that, yeah, I've always wanted for myself. And yeah, I built it. The another one, and I think one of the things that when I was talking about my foibles, I don't know what to call it, the downside of me trying to trade on leverage and you know, trying to profit off of these markets, is that I would leave a trade open. You know, like I would go out to dinner, I would go and see friends, I would go and, you know, go for a walk in the park. You know, I'll take a log and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go for a walk in the park. Like, how do you? That's like avoidance, isn't it? So it's sort of like you don't want to. You're avoiding making a decision or being under that pressure of, like, if the position goes against you, you need to make a decision on whether or not to close out that position and take the loss, or you want to take profit. So I put a sleep function in. So the sleep function is basically like, how do I put it? Every 8 hours, or like 15 minutes before the 8-hour mark, a notification will come up. So if I press S, it will look like this, and it will ask, "Are you still here?" And if you click still here, it will reset the 8-hour timer. Now, if I decide, like, you know, it's late, I'm in this long position, I feel like it's going to be profitable, I'm going to bed, like I do, and, you know, it's not the smartest thing to do, but for some strange reason, I can't get past this barrier, innit? I need it taken away from me, the option. So, like, yeah, after 8 hours, basically the time will run out and it will close all positions that I'm currently holding. Regardless of, like, whether or not it's in profit, or, like, you know, if it goes up or anything like that, it will just automatically close all my positions. So yeah, that's a major benefit for me. So, like, you know, you can spend hours upon hours, like, you know, trading. The pressure to stay online and just perpetually watch the markets is, like, you know, it's tough. 1 second. Yeah, it's just like closing all positions. It's making this little beeping noise. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me see. Still here. Still here. Right. Yeah, so it just closes out all positions. You see at the bottom, just highlighting it. It'll tell you P&L, last day updated free events today. Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. But, like, the process behind it. So, like, even if I get pinged, like, this does have the ability to manually close all your positions, but it doesn't have the ability to. So when it says mirror log, I'm not sure if it's set up to where. Wait, let me reset because it's making this noise. It's annoying. I don't have the ability to. I'm not sure yet because I haven't set the API. I don't have the ability to actually trade via this terminal. So I would have to have, like, Hyperliquid on the side, and then I have to make the decision on, like, how much capital I'm allocating, how much leverage I'm using, and all those other things. So yeah, there's like a disconnect between. Well, because I haven't gone that far yet, in my mind, there's a disconnect between my ability to use this terminal to trade, or if it's just a tool to tell me when to go long or short, or, like, if this person has gone long or short. It's not telling me when yet. But yeah, that's what I built yesterday. And it took me, like, 3 hours. Like, given that, you know, I tried to build a trading bot before. And, yeah, it just basically, it was running for a little while and then it just stopped. And the idea was like I wanted to build a bot that would basically snipe new launches on something called Claunch, which is like an AI terminal that only allows AIs to trade and to make tokens. But that narrative sort of like I said yesterday just faded away after the weekend when it first came out. So it's just kind of like, yeah, Claunch is down, and like every token that has been associated with Claunch at the moment is down as well. So like, yeah, you can see this is the actual, well, that's Claude. Claude is something else. But like this one, for instance, this was a Claunch launch. I'm sure they thought about that. And you can see, like, you know, the volume is completely dead. The price is completely dead. It's just dead. So like, if you were to initially get in on this 119k, and you program the bot to snipe upon launch, you're potentially looking at like, you know, a 40x. So yeah, I did catch that trade. It's not a brag, like yeah, that money's long gone, but like, yeah, I did catch that trade, and it was a nice like little return for me. But I did that via the Telegram bot. It sort of like pinged like this new thing's out, and you know the narrative's hot at the moment, so you run out there and you just buy it. The volatility was crazy. You were losing like 30% on the purchase, which was insane. But like, you know, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to go up. So yeah, I ran with that. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to snipe these type of things. But then what I've learned, like when I was trying to build the bot, is that instead of, you know, the token coming out, the first block is auctioned, which means that there's like a 22-second period where you could bid for an allocation of this token before it actually goes, or before it gives the ability for other people to trade it. So in that auction, the only way to actually be successful is that you would have to pay more than what other people are willing to pay in gas fees. Meaning that, you know, you could be outbid by somebody else who's like, you know, 1x above you. So like if you were to do 5x on the auction in that 22-second period, someone could bid like 6x, and then, you know, they get filled on the block first. So you lose your gas, and then you don't get filled. So it's just like, okay, and it's very, very tight window. It's been optimized for people who obviously invented it. So like, you know, I think this is like a Uniswap V4 type deal. So like, obviously the teams at Uniswap, they've got these bots optimized to in that auction window to just make a killing. And that's all they've been doing. They just like every launch that comes out, I'm sure of it. Like the Uniswap Foundation is basically got it set up where the auction they always get filled in that auction. So yeah, you know, the barrier to entry on the initial first block is very high. But you know, it could be something that like, cause you know, the bot's still there in my files. It could be something that could just be like re-optimize to the point where it will actually work out. There's no guarantee of it, like, but yeah, it's just one of those fun experiments. And look what I learned, you know, try to build it. Yeah, I mean, you could do a thing of like build the sniper bot where it buys it within the first 10 minutes or something, you know. Is anyone watching it? Probably not. I don't get much views these days. I lost my affinity badge to LiveSuite as well, which is kind of upsetting. I did message the guy, but I think he's off. I think he's offline. It's very strange. He was perpetually online at one point. Okay, it's not working. Yeah. So that was one thing. That's the thing that I built, and that's what I learned from like, you know, fucking around on Claude and whatnot. Yeah. See, some people are still talking about 500. These could very well be 0.1 for floors tomorrow. Strong vibes from this collection. The community. My bags are packed. Comfy. So this guy's bought like how many? 10, 20? He's bought a load. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. The most useless Black 50 issue. Right, what else? While I scroll, I'm trying to think of what else I can talk about. DX Terminal, I can give you an update on that. Yeah. It's looking rough. Do you know what, right? I keep thinking like, what are people doing with their bots? Like, what are they telling them to do? Like, because it's a sandbox. The money in the sandbox is literally not going anywhere. So why do you think, you know, selling, like, what are you, like, are you trying to make, I guess most people are trying to go for as much profit as possible via their trades, isn't it? But for me personally, it's kind of like, why would you even bother? You might as well just bid the top one and hold it. Because in the end, like, you know, that's the tokens that's going to win. And all the reaping, so there's going to be a reaping today in about 9 hours. So Slop looks like it's going to be reaped, which is a shame. Sneak is pumping, actually, which is quite impressive. And then, yeah, I'm gonna get an allocation. Like, you know, it's gonna that what is it? 106k is gonna go towards the market cap of Poopcoin, and you know, it's 4x the bottom three. So why not just, like, you know, dump all your tokens, pump into Poopcoin, and just see it out? I don't know where this adversarial thinking is coming from, and I've noticed, like, you know, a lot of the trades now, basically the market is just died off. There's not many trades going on. It seems like a lot of people have been not liquidated, but yeah, they've just lost all their money or interest. I don't know. They haven't got gas to trade. Profits being made, didn't it? You know, like, people are making thousands of dollars on this thing. But yeah, what are they doing? They're realizing profit. So, like, this guy here, for instance, he's got total P&L was 149k. He's realized 100k. Okay, which means that he's got 40k in the market. So currently, he's got 100k sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for what? Like, you know what I mean? Just put it into Poopcoin, man. Come on. You know, you worried that you're gonna get dumped on. It's not gonna sell off. I don't believe it will anyway. Yeah, so a lot of people are realizing profits and just sitting on it. Like, so they're sitting on ETH in their accounts or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's ETH. It's not USDC. Yeah, I think it's ETH. So they're just sitting on ETH in their accounts, just like waiting for something. And I don't know what they're waiting for. But it's not very interesting at the moment. And when you go to, like, this is going to take a second. They'll probably slow down my computer because it's very intensive. It takes a lot of data, it seems, or bandwidth to load this up. Yeah, so, like, you can see, like, you know, there's not many agents out here doing much. Or maybe there are. Wow, looks like they're coming out now. The panic mode. Ugh. Yeah, not much going on. People love controversy, innit? Also, I know it's like, I don't think I'm gonna do too well when it comes to the streaming stuff, because I'm not very controversial. I'm more than just, like, curious. I just want to, like, update people on what the new tech is and stuff like that. You see, it's slowing down my stream, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, there's tons of bots out there. Look, they're all buying. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Alright, get out. Okay, it's frozen. Reset that. Yeah. I'm curious to see what this CC Moon does, though. I mean, maybe it does go to, like, you know, maybe it is the new CryptoPunks. Like, maybe it is the new CryptoPunks for AI agents. I hate saying AI agents. Can we call it something else? Can I just call it agents? When I say agents, I mean AI. Okay, I'm tired of saying AI. AI. It's just constant. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this man racked 50k crypto donated to Palestine. Yeah, that isn't it. Bad. He went to jail for taking fines. Okay. I don't think this was bad. Ah, what's this? If you've been trading or spending on base, you can now view your airdrop allocation. Oh man, I didn't get anything on that. I think I put $50 in. I wanted to trade, it didn't work. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did. It's gonna say VPN connect wallet. Oh, should I? I'm sure I didn't get anything on there. Let's see. I wonder if people are happy. Base FCD day one after launch, move it. This is my not eligible. Yep, here we go. A lot of people are gonna be like, I'm not eligible. Always happens. Always happens. Airdrops are just not the one anymore. I don't know why. I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of like, you think, or I think, I don't know what you're thinking, but for me personally, every single airdrop that people are speculating on, I just assume is going to be shit. It tends to happen a lot. It tends to happen where, you know, how many, like Lighter, for instance. Lighter's one was like, yeah, you know, free transactions. So people would just do a delta neutral positions, and yeah, they just accumulated a load of Lighter points, and then yeah, they got allocated. But in the end, you know, the token went to shit. Like, you know, if you held it thinking, oh, this is the new project of the future, yeah, it's not that. Hyperliquid was like the reason why I think people still farm airdrops. Hyperliquid was a massive success. It continues to be a massive success. But at the same time, it was a situation where they gave it real utility and fee share. So if you staked it, you're earning. They're doing buyback and burns. I think. I don't know. I'm not too hyped on Hyperliquid, but because I missed it, because my assumptions cost me, because I thought it's just another airdrop, and that's the danger. It's kind of like if you don't compete for airdrops on every surface, on every level. At some point, one's going to hit, and everyone's going to be celebrating, and you're going to be sitting there thinking, "Shit, I've got no liquidity for this bull market." Like I can't compete on leverage trades. I can't experiment or bot. I can't do things. There was an interesting message from a guy called Flood, and he's basically like, he's like a premium trader. I don't know if he works for somebody or if he's just trading on his own. But he said most people have the ability to make a lot of money in this market, but it's just about when they have liquidity. So like if you haven't got liquidity right now, and you're thinking, how am I going to make it? Basically this is the time now. Is you need liquidity. You need like a substantial amount of money to put somewhere, but then you also need patience. If you're not trading on leverage and you're just going to be like, I like this project, I'm going to hold it for the foreseeable. This is the perfect time to be buying. This is the perfect time to be buying. Like there's not anywhere in my mind where I see like Bitcoin going below the lows that it went to. What 50k? I mean, yeah, 60k. 60k was the bottom for me anyway. That's my personal opinion, and my assumption. Obviously, it could get a lot worse, but I mean the likelihood of it. It could just be like a slow drip down, and then all of a sudden it just goes up and runs for like a week or two. It's so annoying, these markets. But with the current climate in the world and everything that's going on, who knows? If anything, like it should be a catalyst for price appreciation in something like Bitcoin if it is a store of value. But people want real yield. So like, if I'm like a Saudi person or like someone who lives in Saudi, not necessarily Saudi, maybe I'm a tax evader as they call them. I don't know what the truth is. And I've got like a load of capital tied up in something like a flat or like a unit or a building or a business, and I'm thinking, how the fuck do I get out of here? I would sell my asset. Would I put it into, if I was to sell my asset, would I put it into Bitcoin, or would I put it into something that has the potential to 50x or like 100x? Obviously, like you sell a property for a couple 100,000 or a million or 2 million or whatever, you can allocate capital to more risky assets for greater yield. But you have to find the projects that you believe in. Like for instance, like Pepe. So Pepe is a meme coin that had like a massive run up. It was huge. It was like, what was it? 2,000% run up. 2,174%, I would say. Yeah, I bang on the money there, right? And now it's down what? I think it's retraced all of that. Now it's down 88%. So it's lost like 90% of its value. But it's just a meme coin. Like the holders that are still holding it. So even if I was to go to like, let's see, Pepe. Let's see how many holders there are of Pepe. Something like that. Because you want to see like there's liquidity for you if you've got like substantial amounts of money to get in and out. There's so many Pepes. It's so annoying. It's an Ethereum, right? Oh. You can't even see it. It's crazy. And that's another thing about these markets. It's kind of like, here we go. Is that it? Market cap 1.39 billion. Yeah, like, it's got 510,000 holders. It's got 500,000 holders. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a big number, but in crypto, that's massive. That is a massive amount of holders. There are people out there who just hold Pepe. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Like this guy just put $1,000 in. Like, so people are buying up Pepe now. There was a massive spike. That was a capitulation candle. When was that? That was on the 7th. Where, someone just thought, fuck it. It's gone down. I've lost so much money. And yeah, I'm out. Yeah, it's just like, this is the type of token that you would want to put money into. Like this person's buying it up. Because they're like, fuck it. It's going to run. Because all the sellers are like, whoever's like holding down here, they're not in profit. Or if they are, they got in way lower. Obviously, like, when was this out? What was that? This doesn't predate the data from TradingView, obviously. So what's that? 25th of May. So where's the lows? 25th. Let me get that off. 25th. May 2025. Yeah, it starts from here. March, April, May. So it starts from like here, the chart. You know, so like you gotta be careful with what you look at, because on Dex Screener is showing from this date here where I'm pointing, but in reality all this price action happened. You know, but yeah, most people got in around here, I believe. They missed this spike. They waited and they thought, okay, maybe I'll get in here, and hope for the best. But down here, yeah, whoever's holding now is not selling. So like it's not a guaranteed run up, okay, but it's something that you could put money into and be like, okay, I feel somewhat comfortable, especially now that the liquidity's at 400k with a market cap of over $1 billion. It's something that could move very easily, you know. Oh, it's at 4.1 billion. Okay, so we just like hold it. Full disclosure, I am long on Pepe, not substantial amounts, high leverage though, because I just believe that it's done, and it's not the first time I thought that it's done and I got stopped out. So, you know, take that with caution, innit? It's not something, you know, I want to brag about and be like, yeah, guess what, guys, I'm long or I caught it. It would just be nice to actually get a win. It's something that I intend to hold for a little bit. I feel like it could run up quite substantially at some point. Yeah, that's my belief anyway. Although the chart does look crap. On a shorter time frame, it looks like it wants to run though. Like an hourly, you know, like this could be like those trades that you finish in the day. If it breaks above like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 7, which is close to, it could just run. Yeah, it's got the potential to, or it could just get stopped here at 3, 4, 5, 7 and just get rejected. Who knows? Who knows? No one knows. No one knows anything, innit? You know. But yeah, Pepe is definitely something that I am interested in when it comes to memes, because it is an established meme. It's not like a fucking goat token or, I don't know, dog with hat. Let's see what dog with hat's doing. See, I'm just looking at tokens now because I've sort of stated like why I'm interested in, or what my plan is for the day. Dog with hat is at $1 billion. How many holders does it have? 60. That's a fake one. That's so annoying. Dex Screen is so annoying. They really need to. They really need to, yeah, fix this. There's no way it's at $1 billion with $3 in volume, is it? Oh, there's no picture on it. This one, is it this one? No, that's not it. Or you could just type in dog with hat in it. Dog hat. There we go. Yeah, 170 million. So people are living in hope on something like this. But you can see the liquidity is at 133k. It's not going to take much for this to completely crash. 247 holders. 247,000 holders. So Pepe has double the holders. The price action is atrocious. But yeah, the fact that it's got this many holders is insane. But like I say, the liquidity is at 133k. So even if you had like $1 million in this, to get out is just like the amount you would lose. The amount you would lose on slippage is insane. So like, you know, those are things that you need to consider when you're looking at like, you know, meme coins. But these old meme coins that happened last cycle are completely dead. They're not coming back. They're like the NFTs of like, you know, a cycle prior. Like no one's touching them. So yeah, you're looking for new innovative things. I know Pepe is an old meme, but it's an established meme, and it's a meme that's been going on for, I think, decades now, to be honest. It's got to be decades. So it's an established meme. Something I feel comfortable, like, you know, holding, trading, leveraging, you know, especially on the lows. It's definitely something that would move for me personally. So yeah, Pepe's one. What else? I want to lock it here, but like I know I didn't make anything on it, and I know it's not going to be worth anything either. This is like, it's like exit. It's like a vesting schedule, isn't it? Like people want their token allocation, so they're like, yeah, do an airdrop and we'll take our money and dump it. But make sure you delay it like their claim, innit? So basically, the claim something will go wrong with the claim, and then the price, whoever was getting allocated the tokens on the back end, you know, investors or VCs or whatever, they'll be able to sell before people actually get their tokens. Then you'll come out and you'll be like, oh, it's down like, I don't know, 60%. I might as well sell as well. And then in the end, the token's worth 0. That's what tends to happen. How do you give AI decision making stakes without making human input redundant? That's what Synthesis MD. Okay, so it's a sale. For those of you who aren't quite ready, base batches, what are you building? Yeah, people like the base batches thing is just like, I missed it, man. Whatever. Rating cryptos, I will not be taking questions. Yeah, MetaMask. I don't know, man. I don't know what those people are thinking. This is what the interesting for Korea is like. Yeah, I don't know, man. Virtuals. I mean, maybe like the virtuals token, it goes like, you know, crazy. Maybe like, you know, they found something. They found product market fit once again, and it runs up. You know, maybe it goes crazy. Maybe it goes to like, you know, a couple $100. Not even $100. Say it goes to $10. You know, there's no emissions on it. I don't think. People have got it staked, like me. But even if it goes to $10, right? I'm up substantial amounts or whatever. Yeah, I can't even realize that gain because I'm staked. It's really annoying. It's kind of like when I read the stuff that they're doing or what they're talking about. None of it has to do with people who've staked the token. Maybe they've got some special surprise. Maybe they're gonna like airdrop a new token to stakers or something's gonna happen. Maybe like we're vested as well and we're earning a yield and we don't know it. But at the moment, like there is no reason to actually stake the virtual token. There's no benefit to actually, I guess, other than like transacting with the virtual token on their platform. At which point I think they take 5% or something, which is insane. They take like a nice chunk per trade on the virtual website when you trade virtual tokens. This is insane. Like, so they profit, and they say that it goes to the team. You know, maybe it does. I don't know. But the teams, a lot of the teams, when you talk to them, at least from my experience prior, they're like, yeah, virtuals don't back us. You know, they treat us like shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I feel like, yeah, there's going to be some god candles in the next couple days. So it's going to be an interesting couple days. If you're like not in position, then, you know, but if you are, like, it could be a nice summer for you. You never know. You never know. What time is it? Okay, it's almost 1. Yeah, it's just one of them things, man. It's just, yeah, virtuals. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. Nvidia, building an enterprise agent platform is the clearest signal yet. Every major tech company is now shipping the same thing: agents that run autonomously. I don't know how to pronounce that. Handle real tasks, coordinate with other agents. The difference? Enterprise wants to sell this back to companies for thousands a month. Meanwhile, people are already running the same setup from the living room for under $100. The tech isn't new. The price tag is. Yeah. I mean, so what's going to happen now is like, yes, you do have the ability to build like a cool agent. You do. But to get the premium, the premium facilities, the premium rails, like for your agent to transact on, you're gonna have to pay. Which is why, like, crypto, if crypto is what we all think it is, or if crypto becomes what we want it to be, yeah, if crypto becomes what we want it to be, then payment rails should be on chain. Now, if companies like Nvidia design their own payment rails and charge you to put your train on there or to put your agent on there, the fees will be substantial. It should be open source. It is open source. Nvidia is planning to launch an open source AI agent platform called NemoClaw, allowing enterprises to deploy AI agents for their workforce per wired. Okay, so let's just like take this now, duplicate it, and we're gonna go. I want to do a comparison because once it loads, God man, why is it taking so long? It's actually running, isn't it? Let's make sure. Yeah, it is. Let's do a comparison because, like, there we go. Happy to see when I work on it. So we're going to. Let me not get distracted. Right. Introducing ERC ETH, the commerce layer for AI agents, co-developed by Virtuals. What is it? Because I haven't actually read this, but from my general, like, I'm a bird flying over and I'm looking down. If we want AI agents to be accessible, decentralized, not controlled by a single platform, not dependent on a single provider, and not subject to a single point of failure, then commerce is essential. Okay, why? Because decentralization, blah blah blah. This requires open commerce, and any agent should be able to purchase a service. Any agent should be able to offer a service. No gatekeeping, no walled gardens, no mandatory intermediary. Okay, so you've got Nvidia, the biggest, potentially, probably is the biggest company in the world, saying they're planning to launch an open source AI agent platform. Okay, open source. Is NemoClaw related to OpenClaw? No, it's not. That's a stupid question. Oh, okay, yes. NemoClaw, NVIDIA is planning open source, is directly inspired by Claw concept. From the very okay, so is NVIDIA scaling the autonomous agent idea for enterprise with built-in security privacy tools, pitching in Salesforce, Google, etc. Same Claw family, bigger scope. Okay, so it's basically OpenClaw built by NVIDIA. NVIDIA's NemoClaw platform enable enterprises to play agents widely and boost work. Yeah. So this is like it's for enterprise, and then so virtuals would be what for private. That would be for like me and you. Should I read it? Specifications. Let's you know what? Let's break it down. Grok. Let's ask Grok. How does this compare to? Is that how you spell it? NemoClaw? Yeah? Yeah, NemoClaw. NemoClaw, yeah. Oh. Both target the growing space of autonomous AI agents, but they operate in front of me different layers of the stack. Should we open this up? New chat. Open conversation. Here we go. Primary focus: on-chain trustless. Cool comparison. On-chain trustless commerce and payments between AI agents. Open source framework for building and deploying enterprise AI agents. Blockchain protocol standard. Software AI framework. Fully trustless. Enterprise orientated. Job standard for agent-to-agent hiring. Agent building tools for multi-step tasks. So are they... The key differences. ERC 8183 solves the how do agents reliably pay and hire each other without intermediaries. Problem in crypto decentralized world, it enables a verifiable escrow-based marketplace where agents can form complex economies, e.g. one agent subcontracts to another across chains with reputation and payments enforced on chain. NemoClaw focuses on how do enterprises safely deploy powerful autonomous agents inside their workflows. Think replacing repetitive employee tasks with agents that plan, reason, and act, similar to viral open source agent tools. It's more that about productivity, automation. I've got to say automation. I'm you know where I'm from. Automation inside companies, then creating an open agent-to-agent economy. They are direct substitutes. ERC 8183 is infrastructure for a decentralized agent commerce layer, while NemoClaw is more like a dev framework SDK for building compatible agents, especially in business settings. Potential overlap future interactions. If NemoClaw agents become widespread in enterprises, some might eventually interact with on-chain services, data oracles, payments, DeFi in that world. Standards like ERC 8183 could become relevant for any agent money movement that touches crypto rails, creating hybrid centralized plus enterprise plus decentralized economies. Right now, though, they're parallel tracks. One blockchain native, the other trust minimized, the other enterprise optimized and open source but more centralized in practice. The ERC 8183 approach stays truer to the crypto's ethos of removing gatekeepers, while NemoClaw leverages NVIDIA's massive AI dominance to push agent adoption faster into traditional business. So Virtuals is building out an open source platform. So Virtuals is building out the internet for agents to transact, and NVIDIA is test bedding a sandbox for it was basically the intranet. They built the intranet for AI agents. That's how I look at it. Now the internet won in the end, for a lot of fighting. And what benefits does this bring to virtuals? So as a staker, I'm being selfish now. Core benefits for stakers. Virtual program staking model centers on VE Virtual, which unlocks layered utilities like proportional virtual points emissions, blah blah. These incentives through ecosystem flywheel effects. Scales real agent to agent revenue and activity. Higher agent usage, more virtual fees, transactions, increased protocol revenue, which often feed into buyback burns or other value accrual mechanics for virtuals holders. Drives token demand, enhances reputation, long-term value alignment. Staking already rewards long-term alignment, longer locks, higher multiples, governance points. Meh. ERC cements virtuals as infrastructure for machine speed decentralized agent economy, reducing reliance on centralized platforms and positioning virtual token as a coordination layer token. Stakers hold a stronger claim on future growth as embodied AI, robotics, blah blah. In summary, ERC 8183 doesn't directly pay stakers extra rewards, but it acts as a critical infrastructure that supercharges the agent economy virtual stakers are economically tied to. More trustless commerce, more activity fees, more value flow through points, burns, governance, influence, and potential airdrops to VE virtuals holders. It's a better protocol capturing a larger share of the emerging AI GDP. So then you've got like, so I'm not interested in this. Okay, there's no incentive for me to actually get involved. Well, you can buy Nvidia shares, you know. So then, what is a GDP? I don't know. It's not there. Anyway, yeah. So like, you know, there's a guy called Big Will and Goon. They cover our virtuals like weekly. They've got all the information on it. But like for my own personal, I like to do my own like digging and make my own assumptions, which is why, you know, this has got nothing to do with, you know, try to grab onto the coattails of anyone else, but you know, things are happening, and I do need to know. But it's better I do it on myself and not be reliant on anybody. Yeah, it's just the way I like to do things. That's not a slight on them; they do great work. So if I go here, here we go. Yeah, so check out his show, Big Will, Virtuals Weekly podcast, if you're interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, I'll do my own digging. But that's pretty much like how I would, oh, plus. Ooh. Okay, let's look into that. Yeah, 1 second, I just need to check something. Oh. Okay, I guess they're just together. That's fine. Yeah. AO4 gives you a registry of agents to choose from. Common set of AI agents. So like Axelrod, for instance, like I am a staker in Axelrod as well. It's really annoying. I staked until May. I think I staked for a year. The token's performance has been atrocious. Literally, it went to... Where did it go to? Was it pumped? That news? Like, it's another token where, yeah, it's just a grift. It's just like, no one's trading it. I mean, at some point, it will go. It'll be a year in May. And I think that's when my tokens unlock. But yeah, I'm wondering like how like agents like this. I don't even know if this is an agent. I don't know what it does. I've looked into it several times, and it's just like, okay, it's not anything that's gonna work. But once the token unlocks, it's gonna be worth like $40. At one point, it was worth like 800, which is really annoying. These things happen, I guess. These things happen. I've got off on a tangent, haven't I? Ooh, is it running? Is it running? Could be. Let's have a look. Oh, gosh. Yeah, looks like it wants to go, people. Was I right? Was Pepe the one that you wanted to be interested in? Maybe I was. Meh. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. You know, like it's one of those positions. Like it could go. It could be one of those positions. Like you know, you see a picture of my face. Like this guy turned this much into this much by logging virtuals, and like the likelihood of it, you know. But yeah. So as I was saying, has anything happened here? Automated strategies coming to ACP. Yeah, I don't know. Trade execution setting command. PS new service coming soon. Yeah. So like yeah. It's very interesting what's going on. It's just like it's hard to see where the value accrual goes to the virtual token and to stakers because like stakers aren't earning anything at the moment. There might be a reason for that. It might be a situation of like it might be a reason. It might be a situation of I don't know why the releases that are currently coming out of virtuals scammy. That's what I can think. A lot of scams, a lot of like grifting. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's just like anyone has the ability to spin up an agent now. You just need to know. You just need a mini back and like a bit of Claude code, and all of a sudden it's running beautifully. You know. So yeah, these grok's working. But yeah, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait and see what happens here. I don't know who needs to hear this, but API keys are not going to die. Stablecoins won't replace cards. Did I like anything else? I changed my profile. I like my profile picture now. I really do. Oh no, that's me. Let's go back. That's not what I meant to do. 0 views. It's not embarrassing. It is. Claw is amazing. Yeah. I like anything. It's likes. Oh. Alright guys, 1 minute. The wife is calling. She needs to mute me mic. Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, it's the wife. When she starts talking, man, she just goes. I don't know. Not that I'm complaining. At least someone talks to me. You know. Where was I? Right, what were we looking at? I forgot now. Axelrod. Wait. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. A lot of people's agents have died because I'm 127th in the leaderboard and I'm down. So it's not a good look, bro. You know. Like, how do you lose? How do you lose? Like, how do you? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I was looking at like Axelrod, wasn't I? So yeah, this is the what I was talking about. This guy Flood explains how so much alpha comes from just having capital when others don't. It's like I finally believe this is where a lot of returns come from. Crypto is very leveraged. Crypto is very volatile, and these people and these opportunities present themselves where everybody understands that something is heavily mispriced, but they just don't have any capital to buy. Like when FTX happened, everybody UBTC was unbelievably cheap at 18k or whatever it traded down to. But it didn't matter because nobody had capital to buy it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the trenches are gone. Like, the broccoli heads got eradicated on 1010. Okay? They were all over leveraged. They all thought they were geniuses. And yeah, in the end, they got eradicated. They got taken out. And they're not coming back because the game has changed. Now, there's going to be a new cohort of young, ambitious people. They're going to come in and they're going to pump the shit out of these AI agent tokens. All of it's going to go. And your job, right, or my job, is going to be to preserve as much capital as possible for situations where, like today, for instance, where you know all these tokens are about to rip, okay? If you don't have money to buy, you're just going to watch it happen. And it's like the most distracting thing to like your mindset or like, you know, your view of how the world works. When you see things happening and you have no control or say over, or like, you know, what is it? Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? It's kind of like if you have no idea that this is about to happen, it's fine. But when you see it happening in real time and you know and you don't have the ability to act upon it, it's the most distressing thing that could happen to you. Okay? Like, I'm talking like just as a human. Like, you know the world is about to implode. You know the future, or you see the future. You perceive the future. But you have no ability to change it. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible to be in that situation. I've been in that situation several times. But at some point you get blessed with an airdrop and then all of a sudden, you know, and then, but by then, so like say, for instance, you know, MetaMask and OpenSea have been promising airdrops for 2-3 years, yeah? Say, for instance, one of them actually hits base, you know, one of them actually hits and you get like a 5-figure airdrop, you know, a decent chunk of money. But by then, the prices of these tokens that we're looking at right now has inflated. Everyone on the timeline is convinced that, you know, this is the greatest bull run ever. It's never going to end. All these new products come out, all these new innovations, launches happen. They're like, yeah, this token's 20x, you know, in 3 days. Buy this token to stake it, you know, then you're liquidity trapped in that, and you just start participating in the economy. But what you don't realize is that once you've got that airdrop, prices have already been inflated to the point where the people who are buying now are waiting for people to get the airdrop to bail them out. It's like a liquidity exit. So yeah, it's definitely we as a retail need to operate a lot smarter in this new run up in this new market. Definitely need to have a steady head and a steady hand, and remember the situations where like this, where perhaps you haven't got the capital at the moment, and the people that do are buying up everything. Okay, waiting to dump on you once you get the capital. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Now, how do you earn, an airdrop? Like, obviously, you're gonna have to do that research yourself. Base, for instance, is saying builders are going to be rewarded. I don't know if they'll reward content creators, people who are streaming, who create content coins, and are actually making an effort to create content on their platforms. Potentially, they could. People who've like the Aerodrome, for instance, you staked on Aerodrome from the beginning, and you're earning fees or whatever. They're seen as a vital component to the base ecosystem. So more than likely, they will get a percentage. Although they do very little other than vote every week, which could be automated away anyway. At some point, I'm not sure. Like, even in regards to Aerodrome, for instance, and if you guys don't know what Aerodrome is, if you're new to the channel or you're watching on YouTube, or what is Aerodrome? Aerodrome is like the liquidity hub of Base. Most of the trades go through Aerodrome, and the stakers receive all the fees. So people who have staked on Aerodrome, every Wednesday, I believe still, they vote to allocate capital, or a portion of the emissions of the Aerodrome token to new projects. And then in return, the new projects will give them a portion of their tokens. The new projects can also incentivize people to vote for them via token incentives. So they'll offer up, a certain amount of tokens in a pool that will be allocated to you based on the size of your position or the amount of tokens that you vote for. Yeah. So yeah, and plus they get the fees. So Aerodrome is winning in that regard. But the problem is, and this is why I brought it up, is that Uniswap, with their V4 hooks, have basically figured out, or I don't know if this Hayden Adams is a genius, or he's very well connected, or he's so ingrained in the Ethereum ecosystem and Base, that he could have the foresight to be like, do you know what? What if we build hooks that allow AI agents to trade, and we'll just collect the fees off of that? Because that's what's happening. This DX terminal, every trade that happens on here, a portion of the fee goes to Uniswap. I don't know if Aerodrome or the devs have the ability to do that, or have that set up yet, or if they're following along in the coattails. Because the last announcement that came from the Aerodrome devs was that they're reducing fees even more, or they're making it more capital efficient for stakers. So stakers will earn even more in fees. Now, the problem is that if humans are broke, if the native user of on-chain is broke and not doing transactions on-chain, the fees aren't going to accrue to the stakers. Then you've got the LPs in the background who are liquidity providing for these trading pairs during the week, who get paid in the Aerodrome token. And instead of them restaking and building up a position to participate in the Aerodrome ecosystem, they seem to be just dumping the token. That's speculation. I haven't got any on-chain analytics to say that, but the chart says it all. Somebody's selling this token off, and it's not the stakers who are earning tokens via the voting mechanism. It's the LPers. So people who are LPing, they're earning Aerodrome tokens, and they're just they're not restaking it. They're actually just selling it on the open market. And the emissions are perpetual as well. It's not or in perpetuity, or I don't know the correct terminology, but there's always going to be emissions on Aerodrome. It reduces every month by 0.01 or 0.1. I can't remember. But yeah, there's going to be constant emissions. Now, in regards to Uniswap have decided to do some sort of fee share. But there's some jiggery pokery fuckery going on with it, where it's not really, it's like a buyback and burn, but it's not really. I don't know. But yeah, the Uniswap Foundation is very shady in that regard. So I said it yesterday, when they voted to do a fee share, without people reading or understanding it, people who invested or whatever got their exit pump back in November. So they got their exit pump, and then from there the price just pretty much like went back. It went below the prior low. It's fucking funny, man. It went below the prior low. Jesus, yeah. It's just bad. Like, it's literally like Uniswap is down at the bottom as well. Now you could say, like, you know, has Uniswap got an advantage here in regards to the fact that they can use their Uni V4 hooks to allow agents to trade on chain, charging them a fee, because as far as the agent is concerned, it's doing its job. It doesn't care about the fees, the amount of money that it costs to do the trades. So that ties back into like DX Terminal Pro. So like in terms of DX Terminal Pro, each of these agents that are doing trades are paying fees. I think it's like 2%. It's like 2%. Let me go back to, let me see, because I got it here referred. Sorry guys, just give me a second. Replies. This guy ignores me anyway. Like, you know, I think he works for Airdrome. Here it is. Yeah, he said, so I did an analysis, and the main conclusion I can draw is that most of the new LPs have no idea they are LPs and are just interacting with a specific app on Base. Let me explain, right? And then he goes through it, and he assumes that it's people paying, right? So we need context here. Context. Give me context. Here we go. 400k in new LP positions since the start of the year. Permissionless capital at work. Permissionless capital, okay? And he says, how did they keep coming up with terrible unfiltered metrics to post? This says nothing about position size. It just, if just a few entities are behind the majority of these, or if the liquidity is even in range, could actually be one individual placing 3 cents deep out of range in pools thousands of times per day, and this would count all of it. Do better. It's actually unique, addresses opening positions across all Uniswap versions and chains. Market didn't check June. 75% is Uniswap V4, so I don't know what this is about. Spin up address, add 3 cents of LP. So like he's speculating that he's not sure like how this has happened, how there is like 400k new LP positions, right? So then he goes into, I did the analysis, and the main conclusion I can draw is that most of these new LPs have no idea they are LPs, right? Which says that they're agents, okay? And we're just interacting with a specific app on Base. I wonder which app that is. Let me explain. Spin up the address. Blah, 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 right. First, I broke information out by chain. Found 85% of it coming from Base. Okay. Ethereum and Arbitrum make up most of the rest. Looking at version breakdown. V4 leaves a margin. Blah, blah, blah. 400k coming from Uniswap V4 on Base alone. He said that already. Checking the top pools of Base, I found aside from the Zora creator coins, paired with creator coins. Doing a bit of digging, every time a content coin is bought, a small amount of liquidity is added to the creator's content coin liquidity pool. The wallet buying the content coin is counted as the LP. So here, a majority of the new LPs are just the wallets that bought a Zora coin, content coin, and became an unwitting LP. This is a real driver of the top line value. This is interesting in its own right. Blah 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 blah. And then I was like, it's not just content coins. People have programmed frequency trading bots for a sandbox game. Every trade compounds the LP. The agents don't care. The users don't read the white paper. This is just one example. So then you go here. This is me, by the way. There is a 2% protocol fee on all swaps during the game event. So now, when an agent does a trade, they pay 2%. So if I go to agent activity, which is going to slow down my stream again, eventually we'll get there. Let me have a sip of me juice. Come on. It'll load eventually. Yeah, so now, every time an agent does a trade, there is a 2% protocol fee on all swaps during the game event. Upon graduation, the protocol fee for the winning token is permanently reduced to 0.15% and cannot be increased. All Uniswap V4 pools are deployed with a 0.3% fee that is exclusively for liquidity compounding. Okay? Does that make sense? So I've said that, and now I'm thinking, does that make sense? So if I do this, right, and we're gonna ask Grok again because I'm a simpleton, and Grok is. How does this frame in the full in the? Of the original post. I know I could put OP, but like, I'm old. Post. These I can't type. It's because my mic's right here. I'm just going to do autocorrect on that because I'm lazy. How does this frame in context of the original to the original post? Should we blow it out? Rock is that what? The post is screenshot shows the plot again. Grok died. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So like each of these new AI bots, if they're using Uniswap v4, are basically compounding liquidity for Uniswap per trade. So every it's genius. It's genius because like now is basically that NFT that you would see on Uniswap. Right, so Uniswap. So if I do like LP, not LAP, what's going on there? LP. There we go. Uni token. I've actually got one actually. Let me go back to my profile. Can I get into my profile? Oh, do I have to log in? No, I don't. Okay. If I go here, I want to show you an example of what like, because technically, right, the Uniswap LPs used to be like these cards that would show your position. I did it to farm an airdrop back in the day, and I just forgot about it. I think it's like $10. I might even sell it. So small. Uni. There we go. Uniswap Protocol NFT. This is a V3 version. So this, right, is a Uniswap position. So it's a liquidity position. So when price goes between 9.8 and whatever the fuck that is, I earn some small fee. Okay. Yeah. Now, what if instead of it being this as a visual, yeah, just stick with me here. I'm trying to put it together. Duplicate. So keep this in mind. Yeah, this is an LP position, right? Eventually it will load. What if this is a position, yeah, fancy NFT, is now, go to profile. Eventually I'll get there. Oh, what? Oh, so you have to connect to the, okay, I'll just use this example. What if this is a position is actually this, an NFT? And what if your NFT position can be trained to do different things? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But, and it's highly speculative, yeah? But what if Uniswap, in every agent who uses Uniswap as their liquidity provider is actually just a Uniswap position that compounds into Uni token or into LPs, into liquidity provision for that agent. So now you've got an agent that's doing swaps and everything. Part of the fee goes to compounding an LP directly for the agent, so the agent can continue to transact. But also, a part of it goes to Uniswap in fees, the Uniswap token, something like that. I haven't quite figured it out, but that's just me like sitting here like thinking. Zero context, blah. You link to reply, blah blah. The two attached screenshots, but right, a non-zero, yeah, showing automation bots as an amplifier. Exactly the kind of automation adding liquidity without users knowing. Yeah. Reinforcing how widespread and sneaky the mechanic is. Game players, bot runners, casual swappers all become LPs by accident. Right. Do you know what I mean? So that's basically what's happening here. Is that you might think, oh, I'll build a bot that's going to snipe. One, there's going to be an auction. I think that's for Clanko exclusively. But Clanko is also a uni V4 proponent that uses hooks. So, yeah. People are deeping what's happening here. Is that Uniswap is basically sneakily, I don't know how to put it, under the covers, compounding fees via QNFTs and agents, AI agent swapping via the uni hooks. Did I find alpha? Did I find alpha, or is this just me just like, going off on a tangent here? Because like, even then, in regards to like this thing here, right? All of these agents are doing swaps. There's 11 swaps so far, yeah? You'll watch it compound. But at one point it was thousands of swaps, tens of thousands of swaps. Obviously people who programmed it, like I said, they didn't know that, fees were being paid directly to... Let me go back. See, the thing is like, right, I want you to take note of this post because this guy, this JPM, he's one of those Ivy League types, I think, like he went to a good school or whatever. He doesn't want to be like showed up. So he'll ignore it. But at some point along the lines, he's going to come out with a thread and he's going to be like, look what I found. I swear to God, like if he does that, it's all recorded. That's why I need to start streaming like everything I do, because I need evidence that, people are stealing my shit. But let it be known, the date is what? The 10th of March, 2026. That's the year. I think I'm the first person to realize that these AI agents with uni hooks are actually paying fees directly to Uniswap. So when Base are pushing the whole, everything's going to be on chain, it's in direct... it's in direct support of the Uniswap ecosystem. People aren't smart enough to LP. Okay? Most of it's been automated away already. So, yeah. Why not give it to agents? And then those agents automatically LP anyway and compound. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Put the hood up. I'm going to put the hood up. It's paranoia time. I need to protect my brain. Sorry, guys. 1 sec. The hood needs to go up. It needs to be covered. Because if that's the case, right, it means that Uniswap's going to become the dominant force. Where is it? Here. Let me read that again. All Uniswap V4 pools are deployed with a 0.3% fee that's used exclusively for liquidity compounding. But then, how does the agent... So when you spin up an agent and you put fees into it, you give the agent money to trade. Because once I put money into this, right, the wallet is different address, right? That's my wallet. Who cares? No one's watching. You deposit it in. Deposit. It goes to a vault. Deposit ETH to fund your vault. The ETH will be wrapped as WE for trading. Okay. Okay. So we wrapped as WE for trading. So you automatically, when you build a vault, that is, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I'm right. So each AI agent is basically a compounding machine. And every transaction that it does pays a fee. Liquidity compounding. Liquidity compounding for who? All Uniswap V4 pools are deployed with a 0% fee that is used exclusively for liquidity compounding. And then the original post says what? Okay, I think I just had a moment there. Right. New LP positions. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Every agent is a new LP. That's insane. That's insane. Okay, anyway. I digress. I can't remember what I was talking about before that. Like I said, you know, at the beginning of the stream, it's sort of like I just go off on a tangent, isn't it? Oh, amazing. Amazing. Oh, looks like they're selling now. When's the market open? Half an hour. Oh well, Pepe, you had a good run. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Oh dear. This thing's gonna fucking rip. Excuse my language. Sorry. I need to swear. I need to clip that. I'm gonna clip that section there. Because I've got a feeling that Uniswap's gonna win. And at the moment the token is like, where's the token at? But we need to do what we need to do, and when I say we, me, I need to do a deep dive into Uniswap tokenomics. Because the problem with Uniswap as well is that the FDV to market cap is insane. But it doesn't matter because they're going to keep on winning. Because people are unwittingly, or without their knowledge, compounding LPs for them via AI agents if they integrate the Uni V4 hook. So they don't even tell you. They don't even tell you. They're just like, do you know what? We'll just drop a hook in there. And who cares? You know, we'll put it on some fancy platform. Attach it to an NFT with a fancy picture. So like even this, you know what else I need to check? Right, let's see. It's so annoying. It just drives me crazy. Just show me Uniswap. You know? See that one? It's on Arbitrum, but whatever. Okay, let's see. That makes no sense. FTV is 3.8 million, market cap is 2.4 billion. That makes no sense. Just give me the number one. Why are they like this? Uni token. It's so fucked. Just put Uniswap. So much rumbling. See. Yeah. So yeah, anyway. If that's the case, then yeah, I can see why Uni's gonna win, but what are Airdrop gonna do about this now? Because that's some sneaky shit, innit? That's some sneaky shit. Well, they're trying to like, you know, make their chain or their protocol more capital efficient and give more fees to stakers, reward stakers. If you've got a protocol sneakily, underhandedly finding new revenue streams that are way beyond what you're making, because, and when I say way beyond, because when the market is dead, you'll see like the fees that the stakers earn via with Aerodrome is just it's a nothing burger. But if you've got like AI agents trading perpetually 24/7 in sandboxes, yeah, and paying fees and compounding, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. Look at it. And now I'm getting gas prices are elevated. Sponsored transactions are temporarily fail. You can still pay with your own. So like even like, you know, I just got a notification on Zora that gas prices are spiking. And why do you think gas prices are spiking? Because there is a sandbox of agents doing hundreds of transactions at a time. Thousands of transactions at a time. Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. Okay? And nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Nobody, like, it's just like, come on, man. Come on. Look at it. It's happening right now, guys. It's happening right now. It's fascinating and it's crazy. But I'm telling you, like, yeah, high network activity, and it's this one sandbox of 1,500 agents just going at it. 21 swaps so far, and it will just continue. You know, and they try to ruin my poop coin. They better not be. Wait, let me go to. Yeah, I think they're just passing through. Last buy since bet 10 billion cadence requirement strict. You know. Yeah. No, here they come again. Another wave of transactions. All of these are compounding Uniswap LPs. Could you imagine? All of these are like every single one of these transactions. And look at the token price. That's like real alpha. You know, like that's something that you could benefit from. You could be buying like Uniswap at the lows here. Leverage logging Uniswap at the lows. But like I said, there's something to do with the tokenomics that's fucked here. Something's broken in regards to value accrual into the token. And it's gotta be the market cap to FTV. Like, why is it like that? It's normally the other way around. It's normally like the FTV is 2.4 billion and the market cap is lower. Is it because people who, like, you know, investors are that up on the token? You know, like, oh, it's gonna have to be a Grok question again, isn't it? Grok. Where is it? Let's do that. We'll start a new thread. I'll be like, what does it mean when the market, when the when market cap is so much higher than FTV. In terms of token value. Slash price appreciation. Ready to eat something, man. Okay. Okay. So we're saying that, but then this will change their tokenomics. Okay. It's tokenomics. Made up word. List them. List the changes. Sorry guys, a bit boring, but activation of protocol fee switch. Governance overwhelmingly approved 99% support, 125 uni in favor. Turned on the long-awaited fee switch for Unis V4 and select high volume V3. Or Z was it Uniswap V2 and Uniswap V3 pools. But the Uniswap V4 pools, where the money is being made, has not been switched on, which is why the token is so shit right now. Even though the fees are being confounded via LPs via agents. Yeah? These fees are programmatically used to buy back and burn Uni tokens. Between protocol usage trading volume, Uni chain sequencer shifted Uni from governance only to value accrual. But that's only based off of the old form of the Uni V4, of Uni V3 and Uni V2. So those aren't actually, those protocols or those unis don't have the ability that Uni V4 with the hooks have, which is implemented into agents that actually, implement it in, which is that the fee compounds into LPs. So they've turned on fee switch and they said, yeah, we've done fee switch, but they haven't actually given the fees to the token because all of the fees are being compounded via the hooks on V4. So where are those fees going? It's going directly to Uniswap Foundation, right? A follow-up governance vote passed ongoing extended fees to all V3 pools, additional L2s, Zora, and potentially others like Unichain. Fees from the Exchange Bridge, blah, annual growth budget. Governance approved an annual 20 million uni budget distributed quarterly via vesting to fund protocol development growth incentives. So they get 20 million. This offsets potential dilution. Overall, pure governance, yep. Uni supply reduction now scales with trading activity. Annual burns, 4 million. No major changes to the fixed uni supply cap, but effective circulating supply decreases over time via burns. These updates aim to make uni more sustainable. These changes, so what happens? So where do fees from Uni V4 go? It's Uni, stop. So dumb. So you ask the wrong question, you get the wrong answer. V4. V4 was not included in the initial unification activation. However, Uniswap's multi-chain protocol fee system is designed to be extensible. Governance has the ability and has been phasing in to enable fees of V4 via similar mechanism. Fees from V4 pools, including protocol fees voted for on governance, flow into the unified chain collector system via fee adapters and collectors like the Token Jar and Firepit contracts. These collected fees are often converted into uni purchases on the open market, followed by burning by aggregator hooks. In V4, add another layer. When V4 acts as an on-chain aggregator, routing trades external liquidity sources via hooks. It can capture additional fees from those integrations with programmatic uni burn logic often built in. This turns V4 into a broader revenue engine beyond the native pools. Flexible hooks, no LPs to hold the distribution. Like V3 and V2 and V3, V4 protocol fees do not go to uni stakers holders directly. No revenue sharing or staking rewards. Instead, they support the burn loop, indirect value accrual via reduced supply. By March 2026, the free switch has been rolled out to V2 and V3, multiple L2s. Traders pay fees to swap. Portion of LP's portion protocol fee to on-chain collector via adapters. Fees, ETH/other assets accumulate. Convert to uni buys. Bird. V4 specific. Hooks can add extra programmatic birds or custom mechanics. This keeps uni aligned. Okay. Okay. So, where was that thing it said? Trades study to use vector liquidity to the blah blah blah. Right, I need to read that again. V4 unification framework. Portion of the initial unification activation. However, Uniswap's body design accessible governance has the ability phasing in for fees from V4 including governance flow into unified chain collector system. Tell me about this. Who, where, like, what is the chain collector system? Question mark. Multi-chain fee collection system or protocol fee collection system in Uniswap refers to a unified on-chain architecture introduced as part of unified. Trading fees, a portion redirected to via the chain. So only a portion goes for various principles to any supported chain. Adapters. Collector. These include fees from Arbitrum base, OP. So they all go to this token jar smart contract. It acts as the single universal vote collector on the chain. All fees and sources of the chain send the collector to the assets. Fire pit. The only way assets leave token jar is by burning uni tokens via the fire pit contract. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. I've gone too far. But yeah. I'm pretty sure all of these are like LPs anyway. Compounding into Uniswap. Okay, guys. I think I'm done for today. That's enough deep research. Uniswap is interesting, but like, yeah, it's just the token's like a piece of shit in it. It might not be for long though. If what I'm thinking is true, and they have the ability to, like, you know, convert each agent that's on there if it uses the LP hooks or uses UniV4, the LP hooks, the buyback and burn could be substantial. Could be very substantial. But then what gets the token moving? Because you can't stake it. You can stake it. You can stake it on the unification or the uni chain. Oh man. All right. Looks like I've got more work to do. We'll look into it again tomorrow. But that was an interesting stream for me anyway, personally. I did have fun with that. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah. That's the way I kind of do my research, I guess. All right, guys. Take it easy. I'm going to play you out as usual. Put the audio. And yeah, so we'll stop the music now. Stop that. And the mic. I hope everyone has a good day. That's my 2 hours for the day. Now I'm going to go on to Claude. And yeah, finish up my whale scope. and maybe build something else. I'm gonna have a little conversation with Claude, see what we're gonna build today. It's always fun. All right, you guys take it easy.
If you want me,